Transcript. Be well. Dr. Sandra Lee talks pimple popping and skincare. Usually the doctors say don't come to us. We'll do it for you. Well, yes, but sometimes you can't. You can't see a doctor, right? Sometimes you're busy or they're busy. You can't get fit in. So really, there's an ideal time to pop a pimple. But I'm gonna be like every dermatologist, probably including yours, that says don't pop your own pimples because you can cause scars, you can cause infection, you can cause bleeding, a lot of problems there. But if you just do it in a gentle manner, you steam your skin, you soften it up to really soften up those pores and any kind of dirt or debris, oil and dead skin cells that are in there that will help them to be expressed more easily. And you make sure your hands are clean. Any instruments you use are clean, right? You want to just gently push them from all sides until you see something come on. And if nothing comes out in like 10 seconds, you should quit. You know what I mean? Yeah, because there's definitely times where you don't want to pop a pimple, right? It's those ones that you feel under the skin you can't see, or, they're coming up and they're kind of red and you're so tempted to do something with them. But if you squeeze those are gonna come back bigger and better. Right, so I feel like you gotta get squeamish. But then I'm like, I don't want to cut this out. Yeah, I feel like he's the resident. You gonna, take over my job. I can't, I don't want anyone else. I'm like, no, my wife will be like, oh no, that's so interesting. There's are people like that too, which I find interesting because a lot of people that I know, they like to watch it or like to chase their kids or family around the house and do it, but they don't, they thank you. That's so funny. So now I wonder what is like a good skincare tip or tips for people that are on a budget, because everybody's, watching their money right now so much, and skincare can be really expensive. Yes, I know. You can really find. You want to look for certain and then you can find them at any price. Really? Right. You can find them in really expensive or really inexpensive. And I think if you're talking about acne, you want to look for salicylic acid benzoyl peroxide, things like that we know can help treat your acne. Now, I see all these things like retinol or whatever, you don't want it. So is that great? Yes, retinol is really great because it kind of is twofold. It can help with your acne, but it can also help with your anti-aging, like fine lines and wrinkles, which it's obviously just a benefit. Obviously, it's something great to have as well. So that is great too. But it can be a little drying. So you have to be careful, but you can find those at all prices. But what about avoiding all the skin problems altogether? Because I see some people say you have to do the cleanser, the tone, or the, exfoliating, all these, or should you do something just basic and simple? It's really up to you. I mean, it depends on your skin type too. What your best friend may do may not be your regimen because they don't have the same type of skin. You probably not the same color, the same oiliness or dryness, the same age, that sort of thing. So you really want to think about what works for you, and you can make it very simple. I know there's been trends where you got like a 20-step program to going through something very basic, and I'm probably more of a basic person. I don't really like to do a lot of extra stuff. So how do we know if we have something on our skin that, this is actual trouble as opposed to I can mess around with it? Well, the things you want to look for is something that kind of persists, but may bleed and heal, and then bleed again. Sometimes it's not uncommon for us to see somebody that has a skin cancer or something like that, and they felt like it's been there for a while, but that it would kind of heal and go away, or they forget about it, but it would come back again or bleed really easily. Those are signs that you could have what's called a non-melanoma skin cancer. So they're not life-threatening per se, certainly at a small size, but they are locally destructive. So that's something you want to look at, and you also want to just notice any kind of funny spot on you that you're getting when you're older, because you really are not supposed to be getting new moles after your mid to late 20s. You can get out of other things, like I like to call them wisdom spots. I have other things you can get. Yes, but not a new mole. So if you have a mole that sort of changes or looks new, that's something to have looked at. Well, I think all those reasons are why some people are afraid to go to the dermatologist is because of the unknown. So what advice would you give to those people who are a little squeamish or afraid to go? I feel I hopefully the show and like our videos make us less scary. I mean, I do know, I think people come from really far to see me just for a pimple, really, for something so simple as that. Right. So I think, hopefully it'll show people that it's not so bad and that we're painless in general. We're really trying to make sure people are comfortable. But if you're curious about something, or you have some sort of, intuition telling you, I'm not so sure about this, you really should have it looked at. Absolutely. All right. So I've got a spot now. I'm just gonna. You wouldn't be the first to know, but he's getting you in the hallway. I feel like just a second. Yeah, now, before you go, I also have to ask you, your show on TLC is hugely popular. Everyone loves. It's one of those train wrecks you can't turn away from. Awk. So what's the wildest reaction or situation that you've ever come into contact with? Oh, there's more than one. It's always like a situation. There's always something going on. There's some guys, people that have almost jumped off the table and taken off, Yeah, and it's just a situation because there's a lot of people that are coming from all parts of the world, and a lot of times it's grown so big because they're scared of having it removed. So this is a huge deal for them to come to our office. So we really just need to make sure that they're comfortable. My whole goal is to just allay their fears, just make sure that they feel safe and comfortable, that they trust me, and then that'll help, and that could be life-changing for. Yeah, you think about it. It is. I'm really lucky what I get, and we're lucky we get to watch it. So I bet you'd be more lucky if, you got to witness it in person, right? To bring you guys to the office.